Hello, thank you for joining us for CursedCrit, our first actual recorded session.
Woo!
So, before we actually get into it, we're just gonna go over everybody and have themselves introduce themselves and just say their character name since you already know it if you watch the prologue. Shameless plugging. Anyway,
It sounded like you had quite a bit of shame in that one, buddy.
only a little bit of shame, it's fine.
That's fair.
Just a little bit.
Just want to go down the line from like where you are and then down over here.
Yeah.
Sidebar. Okay, cool.
So, as you can all guess, I'm Syra, and I'm your DM. So take it away, Maddie.
Yeah, hi, I'm Maddie. I play Adrian.
Hi, I'm Minnie. I play Cheskar.
Hi, I'm Toki. I play Sin.
And hello, my name is Alex, and I play Woe.
The love of my life.
All of them are the love of my life. But,
Sure.
anyway.
Got the voice.
Are we gonna mention that Joe isn't here?
Right. Joa, who is going to be playing Joan, is not here at the moment. I believe they'll be joining us later on.
Probably.
Right.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll see.
Alright.
We last left off with the party traveling to this tower from Velaki from Krezik, after meeting this woman named Esmeralda.
No, my life.
Once they got there, they were introduced to a familiar face who they knew as Rictavio, but Esmeralda referred to him as Rickton, or they heard Rickton, as she screamed at the top of her lungs. Still a golden moment for me. And it took a bit of talking and just Esmeralda's presence before Rickton had said, alright, you guys can stay here for the night and settle in. And he had led them to kind of a rickety area. It's not the best, but it is higher in the tower. However, that night, as Alex would say, a posse rolled up.
Strawden boys, but boys has a Z at the end.
New boy band.
No, please.
Strahd had showed up covering a little girl's mouth, who you guys know as Elise. And on either side of him was a well-dressed man with long, straw-like blonde hair and purple robes. And another man who just looked dirty, like a complete contrast to the well-dressed one.
Mood.
And Strahd had called up to the party, offering to make a deal.
Oh,
And that's where we had left off.
disgusting.
I should also mention,
Yeah, good.
really quick, those men were not the only people. Those men and Elise were not the only people standing there. You guys were also able to make out Adrian's shadow behind Strahd.
Also, should we say that Joan is still asleep at this point?
I think so.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Joan is just a heavy sleeper.
Didn't
You know,
hear Will shout Rictavio at all. No,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, that's right. We closed
Oh,
with her
yeah.
yelling for Octavia.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up from there. Octavia!
As of right now, you get no response.
Damn it.
So you don't know if you woke him up or not.
Of course.
I'm gonna do it again. Like a little bit more panic this time, like Octavio! Octavio!
The more you do it, you can see Strahd's nails are starting to dig into Elise's feet.
So she goes for a third time, she's like, Octavia!
And silence is filling the air.
What's the deal?
I think by that point.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll retract that.
Yeah, I think
You
by that point.
do that before Woe does some head ass shit.
At that point, Sin is like sort of like on Woe's. Calm her down. I calm the rest of the party down, but like because Woe's yelling, I think they're focusing on Woe right now.
Gay.
And at this side note, at this point, Atlas was sleeping in the room with you guys, so with Woe's yelling, it did stir him, and he just looks confused.
Me too.
What is the deal?
Come down here and we can talk about it.
I would much rather stay up here. Tell me what the deal is.
You see his lips curl into a smile.
I don't trust like that.
And and it's clear he's drawing blood
Oh.
from Elise.
Oh.
And the dirtied vampire's kind of side-eyeing her.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, Woe's going downstairs.
Question.
Yeah, Adrian's not as. I mean, they're still worried, but they're not going as fast as she is.
How far up is the sort of tower thing from
From the ground? You are on the 3rd floor. So
I think it's 30 feet.
I think so. So
Technically, it would be
if you're
full
thinking of
movement
jumping
if you just,
down,
If you just jump out of the fucking window, it's a full movement.
if you jump down, it's not gonna be fun, I can promise that.
Yeah, it's gonna
I
hurt.
have 0, so like I'm not gonna do that.
It is 40 feet.
And we're back
40 feet?
we're back
Ground
up to
floor.
full
Where you are.
HP, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Run in then.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna run too.
Hello.
There's Joa.
Okay. This is
We
Joa.
already started.
This is Joa. They play Joan, and we can basically what had happened was they asked what deal was, and then Strahd said, "Yeah, we'll come downstairs and we'll tell you." We just said for all intents and purposes that Joan is still asleep right now since you weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
So
She's sleeping in.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
And I'm assuming all 3 of you are running down, or are you staying up there, Adrian?
No, Adrian's going down.
Okay. Atlas just kind of stands up and watches all of you run down the rickety slope that Rickton had made along the side of the tower. And just looks over to Joan and goes over to her to bite her arm to wake her up.
not a nudge, mind you.
A bite.
Wow, okay. Alright. She's up. And she kind of asks Atlas what's going on.
You see him look towards where everyone else went.
Oh. So everyone's going outside for no reason? Guess I'll go.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
If only you knew.
Are you in for a treat whenever you walk outside?
Famous last words.
So
Guess I'll go.
as you and Atlas are following everyone out, Joan, you see Strahd and 2 of what you can assume vampires standing next to him, and Elise is crying and blood is
Oh,
kind of
no.
trickling down her cheek.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
That's why you woke me up. Okay, this is fine.
I'm going to say this again, and she looks right at Strahd. What is the deal?
He, at this point, his smile turns into a crooked grin. Oh, it was perfectly aligned. And you can catch a
Haunting
glimpse
Davison.
of his fangs when he does.
Ugh.
And-
Beat his ass.
He points to Edrian.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And he says, "One for another, a life for a life."
Oh
Oh my fucking god, he fucking dead.
no! Oh fuck.
Why Adrian? Are you threatened by them?
No, not at all.
Then why is it necessary?
I have a deal with his kind.
They kind of like.
I have a deal with their kind.
Ouch, you.
Oh my god. Adrian kind of like
Then
they kind of turn to everyone else and they're like, I don't mind.
no, absolutely not.
I
If you have a deal with their kind, then go to someone else of their kind. They didn't even know that it was quote unquote their kind until like a day ago. At most.
That doesn't change the fact of what they've always been.
I don't like that.
And at this point, you can see him passing off Elise to the well-dressed vampire. And Strahd is walking over to you, Edrian, and,
Oh,
No.
and just cupping your cheek.
oh,
No touchy.
Adrian's kind of like looking away. They're like dissociating. They're trying to pretend this isn't happening.
It's not
And
a,
Strahd
it's not a
says-
CursedCrit episode if Adrian doesn't dissociate at least once.
Strahd says, "You and I are one and the same."
Oh.
Sin just kind of reaches and like squeezes Adrian's hand. Just kind of no.
Adrian like shakes their head when he says that.
You don't believe me.
Oh no!
Believe you, it's just that we choose not to.
Yeah. Will just kind of like does a small gesture over to Sin, like a, no, I mean,
His gaze turns to you now, Sin.
no, you fucking dare, motherfucker.
And he's keeping one hand on Edrian's cheek,
Oh no!
I'm gonna
Oh, thank you.
except
eat
except
my
that
own
hand,
ass.
like, it's trailing down a bit, so now he can grab Edrian's jaw. And the
Oh.
other hand is going to grab the front of your clothes, Sin, and pull you closer.
Oh!
Oh, this is
Eye
sexy.
contact.
No.
I'm sorry, all I heard was, "This is sexy." What did you say, Sin?
Sin does not break eye contact. They are just glaring at him.
Oh, I'm gonna.
I suggest you watch your tone.
Get down.
At this point, Sin,
Okay,
Sin's
yeah,
gonna fucking
no.
die again.
Ro's head is in her hands, and then she just mutters, Sin, what did we say about actually thinking about what you say before you say it?
Do I work before I what now?
Sin, you can feel Kermit draped over your shoulder, and while it doesn't have like any facial expressions, it seems to be looking at you like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this, but for once I actually agree with Kermit. Wow.
I think when he grabs Sin, they kind of like they were like looking away before because they're very uncomfortable. They kind of like look at him, and all they say is, "Let them go, please."
No. No. No.
What do you have to offer?
Oh fuck! Oh shit! I didn't think this through. Oh fuck. And they're kind of like shrugs, and they're like, I don't know.
Your bride. And will kind of like one of their brows kind of raise. And she just deadpans, your bride.
At that, he does let go of you, Sin. It's more of like a forceful shove kind of let go. And he pulls his hand away from Adrian.
Oh, Adrian lets out like a sigh of relief.
However,
Yeah, whatever.
No.
the hand is instead going to Adrian's neck.
Oh!
It's not tightening its grasp yet, it's just staying there to hold you in place.
Oh, okay.
And he's turning his attention to you, Will.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying, explain what you mean.
The girl or the golem, take your pick.
Tatiana.
Don't offer him.
Tatiana isn't here. You've got Irina and you've got the golem. Take your pick.
When you say that, you see his free hand kind of give a wave to the side to the other two vampires that came with him. And at that, the well-dressed vampire kind of pushes Elise to the dirty one who seems to be watering
Oh,
at the mouth.
No.
If you care for her life, I recommend you get me my bride.
We can't do it right now, but give us a couple of days. That's what I have to offer you.
I'll give you 3 days.
3 days it is.
And with that, he finally draws back from you, Adrian, and lets you go. So you have room to breathe now. And he sinks back to the other two, and the shadow that's still kind of hanging around them goes back onto the ground and goes behind you once more. Kind of giving you a thumbs up before turning back into a normal shadow.
Adrian gives it a thumbs down.
Yeah.
And Strahd smiles once more.
Ooh.
And you don't have to roll a perception check for this, but in the wood lining behind him, you can see a couple glowing golden eyes.
Oh, alright.
I think at that, so just kind of like, at least give us Elise back first. We have nothing to gain from going against giving your bride.
I need Tatiana first.
And we need Elise first, so if you want your bride, give us the girl. No girl, no bride. That's it.
With that, he looks at the dirty vampire, and they seem to have this unspoken talk. And it only takes a couple of seconds, but the dirty vampire rakes its claws across Elise's neck and throws
No!
her back.
it.
3 days.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Elise.
Okay.
Fuck. Fuck.
That's a mood.
Let me first roll damage for that. I gotta.
Cigarette.
Guys, I'm so stressed. I didn't realize that Poe would do that, and I can't believe it actually worked. I'm about to fucking faint.
I'm like shaking right now, dude. You don't know.
You did good. You diffused the situation, sort of.
For 3 days.
Dude, Adrian. Oh, fuck.
Where's
I'll say this right here and right now. Adrian was entirely willing to sacrifice himself for Elise.
Yeah, well,
Be okay.
that ain't fucking
And-
happening. So.
And freaking Irina isn't a part of this. And now she is.
So. That is.
No.
So you can cast Cure Wounds on her. She isn't dead, but even when you do so, she's still not waking up yet.
Oh no.
She seems very pale.
Well,
Is there a possibility that I could do maybe like an Arcana check or something to see if like, you know, if she's a lycanthrope or something?
You're welcome to.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
An Arcana check, because I have good Arcana, and I've used it once.
Me. No, you used it. You used it in the in the garden. Remember that discourse? That's an 18. 18 on Arcana check for me, and that's a 19 from Sim.
So there is definitely something abnormal about her.
fuck.
I'm gonna eat my own ass.
Is it lycanthrope or is it no?
You would assume it's lycanthropy.
Oh, it's not letting me open my character sheet.
Is,
Kind of like rushes towards Elise and like sort of like holds her and just kind of.
Does anyone have Does anyone have remove curse?
Let me.
Nope.
I don't fucking know because I can't open my goddamn character sheet. Can one of you guys like send my updated one to me real quick?
Yeah.
Because I might have something.
Okay, give me a second.
Dispel magic, but I don't know if that would work.
I don't think so.
No.
I just want to put this out there. Adrian's like shaking. Like they're not saying anything, but they're shaking. They're scared.
Like shaking too, because they are terrified.
And Adrian, like, they can see that you're shaking. And this well-dressed vampire is kind of coming over to you.
Ugh, no, I back up. I back up.
And he's slinging an arm over your shoulder, kind of patting your chest.
Very, very quietly, Adrian's like, "Can you please get your arm off of me?"
Oh no.
Well,
It's only a matter of time, dear.
I'm gonna eat my own ass.
Does he still has his arm around them, right?
Yep.
Can Adrian pull his arm off of them?
Yeah. Yeah, you
They do
can.
that.
Big
They
mood.
do that.
Big fucking mood.
And when you do, this vampire takes your hand as you do that. And seems to give a bow and kiss the top of it.
Jesus.
Woe is glaring at this motherfucker so hard right now.
when he kisses their hand, like when he pulls away, Adrian like rubs their hand on their clothes.
Sin, with like Elise still in their arms, just kind of wraps an arm around Adrian's shoulder and just kind of. No.
I was half expecting Sin to be like, "They're taken."
Oh my god, no!
They're all
that's
gay now.
bad. Oh my god.
And during this, Atlas is going over to Elise to lay beside her, give her some cushioning against his side.
Oh, I love Atlas.
And you can hear Strahd calling for this vampire and says, "That's enough, Escher, we need to get back."
I wish I were dead right now.
That's a fat fucking mood.
And with that, Escher does straighten his back and smiles at you, Adrian, and says, "I'm sure we'll meet again."
What
All
kind of
Adrian
what?
says
Go
back
ahead.
all Adrian says back is "fuck you."
What?
You know.
What kind of just mutters die?
Then perish.
Then perish.
Adrian, after you say "fuck you," you can see Escher wink.
I feel so icky.
Icky winky.
And he's stepping back to join Strahd and the other vampire. And a cloud of smoke seems to curl around them.
Nah, fam.
And when the smoke disappears, the vampires are gone.
3 days is what she immediately says. We have 3 days to fucking come up with a plan.
I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do.
I don't
we
know
pretty
either,
much
but
promised him.
we bid some time. And to anyone who doesn't know, she's probably a vampire now. Just by the way.
I mean, at this point, we all know this.
We all know this.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
We're gonna have to kidnap somebody.
No.
It's
Oh, I
Joan,
don't-
as you say, we're gonna have to kidnap somebody. Van Richten and Esmeralda
Oh,
are coming down.
What kind of mutters took you long enough?
And as Van Richten hears you say we have to kidnap somebody, he just shoots you a glare and asks, "What's going on here?"
Well, Van
we
Richten,
fucked
no,
up.
sorry. Well,
You would have
Richten,
known
if
if
that's
you
your real name, I don't know your name anymore. Strahd was just here, and this one, and she points over, is probably a lycanthrope. And we kind of had to make a deal with Strahd for 3 days in return of his bride, and I don't know what the fuck to do. So yeah, that's what's going on. Thanks for showing up, though. And she just walks to the side and just sits against the tower and just puts her head in her hands.
As you relay all this information to him, Van Richten goes over to Elise's other side where Atlas isn't laying and kneels beside her, and he's hovering his hands over her body, and you can see a light glow emitting from them.
I'm not looking. I'm mad and upset and stressed, so...
And Esmeralda is watching him, but she goes over to you, Lo, and she says, "That outburst wasn't the smartest idea."
Yeah, I'm not necessarily rational right now. I woke up to the Devil Strahd right outside my window with someone who I promised to keep safe, so... I'm not full of smart ideas right now. My apologies.
You need to breathe.
I am
If you had
trying.
stalled a little longer, I'm sure we could have taken him down.
We tried to stall for as long as possible, but... It's fine. And she, puts her head in her hands and, slowly rubs it down. She's like, it's fine for right now. I apologize for my outburst. I am going through 50 different emotions right now, and I thought that 2 of my close friends were going to be killed for a couple of seconds. So, again, for one of them. So, just... You go with them. Tell Rictavio or Rickton or whatever his name is that I'm sorry. Or whatever. Just leave me alone for a couple seconds, please.
And she will. She'll walk back over to the rest of the party instead of hassling you.
Thanks.
Oh my fucking god.
Would I like have
Ugh.
to roll like perception to like hear the conversation or insight or something?
I'm not trying to be quiet.
So in that case, you can hear the conversation between them.
When I gets back from talking with Bo, Sin just shoots her like the most, like shoots Esmeralda like the most upset glare they can manage. They are stressed and they have many feelings. It's sort of like a quiet, bitter tone. They just kind of it's obvious they want Esmeralda to hear, so they just kind of stall. Stall was the best comfort or advice you could have given someone who met with the devil himself.
My heart. My soul.
I say stall because we have trained to take down vampires. He has set his entire life to taking down the devil.
Oh, that's would have been great if you just came when Will called you. But now we have risk of the life of someone we promised to protect to another person or even to ourselves. The point is
Oh, girl.
You cut out at the point is on my end.
point is you told us for adventurers, quote unquote, to try and stall the devil himself when he held someone we loved, and when 2 of us were close to death, you told us I don't know how long we could have stalled for until all of us died.
Woe gets up at this point. Are you trying to be quiet? I should probably,
No.
Okay.
They're not trying to.
Cool. Woe gets up at this point, and at this she's kind of calmed down a little bit, not a lot, but enough. And she puts a hand on Sin's shoulder, and she just quietly says, "Sin, it's okay. She didn't know."
No, it's not okay because she.
Sin. It's okay.
There were no losses today.
Exactly. No one got hurt. Except for we need to figure out what's happening with Rictavio. What are you doing with Elise right now?
He seems focused at the moment. And Esmeralda casts a glance to him. And she's seen this kind of thing before. So she looks back to you, Woe, and says, "He's casting Remove Curse."
Oh, well, I wish I would have thought of that. And then she looks at the rest of her party.
I don't have remove curse.
Boy, gee whiz. And this party needs a cleric. Anyway. She just nods once. And she mutters, "I probably need to apologize to him later." Okay. That's fine. Remove curse it is. We'll deal with all of this. For now, we need to make a plan. And I don't plan on sacrificing Irina just so he can have his bride. I feel like we need to figure out a way to keep her completely safe and a way for us to be able to defeat him. But 3 days is such a short amount of time. It takes us 3 days to get to, what was it, Valaki?
Yes.
If we rode on the back of the Griffin over Valaki, would that be disguise enough? Because I can't go into Valaki again. I can't. I know I can't.
It can fly pretty high,
Okay.
so
Would that be a quicker way to get to places?
flying versus horses, it's you would assume that Griffin is faster, but I'm gonna double check my facts.
Because I'd assume it would be like an airplane versus a car, essentially.
Yeah.
Medieval airplane and stars? Cars. I don't know my alphabet. This is a lot of problems.
DM doesn't know alphabet.
Our DM is doing their best.
How many days does it take to get to Valaki while you're doing that?
How many things? What do you mean?
Days.
Days. Oh. From where you are? You want to go to Valaki?
Well, no. I'm from Valaki, or to Valaki, and then from Valaki to Barovia again. Or, no, Kresik.
To Kresik?
Yeah.
So, going back to Kresik, it'll take... It took you about a day by carriage.
Okay, wait. Irina is in Valaki, though, right?
Right.
Oh, shit. I don't even... I need to know more about this other bride that they're making. Because... Damn it, so many things are unclear. Okay. I'm gonna look over to the rest of the party. I'm gonna be like, any suggestions?
We still have the wedding dress, don't we?
Yeah, but he said he wanted Tatiana, but I don't even know if Tatiana is a thing. I don't even know what, like, the exact deal with Tatiana is. The closest that I can think of, because he referred to Irina as Tatiana whenever we initially met him the first time. But
Yeah.
we need to come up with a plan, and we need to make it fast, because we only have 3 days. And I can't go back into Valaki. And I know that Sin can't go back into Valaki. What we could do, I don't want to do this at all, but I definitely don't want to do this, considering Joan and Adrian could go back in. That would be fine. Talk to Irina, get Irina over here. And Sin and I can stay over here with Fenrichten or do whatever we need to do over here. I just don't feel confident about splitting this party up. Because the last time we split up is whenever we were set to be hanged. And you weren't. So, that's the only course of action that I can think of right now. And it's obvious she's kind of crestfallen about not really having a plan offhand, because she feels like a certain responsibility to be the one that has the plan.
Mm.
I love her.
I see that's my baby and I'm proud.
For right now, we should consider that possibility, focus on Elise, and when we're a little calmed down, we'll try again.
No, we need to come up with a plan as soon as possible. 3 days goes by so quick. And knowing the things that we've been thrown at us, time doesn't necessarily mean anything, because we'll get caught up with something else. We'll get into a fight, someone will get hurt, anything like that. So
And at this point, all of you can see there seems to be a raven just fluttering and circling above you. Almost like it's trying to listen in.
She just mutters, "Cheskar, if that's you, you can just do the thing. I don't care." Do you want us to speak louder? We can try and speak louder if that's what you would like.
Don't harass the bird!
God! He has done nothing wrong!
Fucking bird.
So, realizing that he has been caught, he does, like, go on the ground and transform once again
Is he
into
naked?
human.
Is he naked?
Yeah, of course, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Will just throws her robe of stars to him and says, "Please cover up."
There is a child
Oh,
here.
right.
You just hear a screech from the griffin.
Tag yourself.
Oh god.
Just got finger guns at the griffin. Not for
Oh.
any reason, just because.
It's just got a furry.
He's a bird!
He's a birdie, that's what he is.
His persona is a raven.
Oh.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah. Jesus Christ.
Will just mutters, "How long have you been here for, Cheskar?"
Not that long.
You missed it. The
We've
devil
been-
was here. It was great.
Oh,
It was
really?
So much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. It is my favorite.
He takes note of the sarcasm, comma. He, when you mentioned Strahd, he seemed to, like, get really riled up, like, ooh.
I love him.
God, I'm sad I missed it. I would have beat the crap out of him right here,
No,
right now.
I don't
Debatable.
I don't think
I
that
probably
was-
would have been gone if you did, so, you know.
You hear
Ah,
Van
right.
Richten chime in after you say that and say, "You would have gotten killed."
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking too. Like, I don't think that any of us, even the ones that have been practicing for years, she just reserved to Esmeralda and Van Richten, just... I don't think that any of us are set to completely kill him yet.
Psh, it's fine.
Didn't you say that you tried and didn't succeed?
I mean, yeah, but that's in the past now.
Oh
We
my
don't
god.
dwell on the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy.
Besides, we do need to go somewhere.
What?
Yeah, I realize this is probably not a great time, considering you have 3 days. However, there is something that could help you maybe get, like, a leg up on the guy.
What is it? And where
No
is it?
thanks.
What is it and where is it?
It's, it's, hold on. It's at Yester Hill. Wait, right, you're not from here. Dang it. It's, I'm trying so hard to read this, but I'm
It's okay.
struggling a little bit.
Is there maybe an evil tree atop that hill
Oh,
with graves where the ancient dead sleep? She's deadpanning like reading from her book that she was writing in. And then she just goes, "The ravens can help you find it. Look for the treasure there." And then she just looks back up.
huh. That was oddly specific, yet cryptic at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
But-
This entire tarot card reading was extremely cryptic.
Oh, right. Huh.
I mean,
Well-
the entire time here has been very cryptic as well, so really it's not surprising.
Welcome to Barovia.
Yeah.
Hey.
As as you said though, it does have to do with this really not great tree. I,
Sass, I don't give a fuck.
I'd recommend you don't.
Joan,
I'm. It's
remember that talk that we had about controlling yourself? At
Yes.
the very, very beginning of all of this?
Yep.
Can you please take that to heart?
Yes, I can control myself, but if it comes down to it, I wouldn't hesitate to kick a tree's ass.
Okay,
again.
don't. If Cheskar says
I
don't.
would- Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that you could probably kill it if you tried hard enough. It's
Don't even give her that like a little bit. Don't even.
Yeah, I mean, my goddess would be very upset with me if I did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And then she kind of looks over to Sin and says, "Also remember the talk that we had, please."
Sin is focused on Elise right now, but they do kind of like glance at Woe and nod and just kind of.
Yikes.
All I heard was nod and just kind of, and then he cut out.
Yeah.
They like kind of apologize and say sorry.
Aw.
She just mutters, "It's fine. Thank you for sticking up for me." And then she goes back to Cheskar, and she says, "All right."
Jessica pauses, like puts up a finger for you, just a second, because he's looking straight at Sin with a very confused look.
Oh yeah, and then she goes, "Oh yeah, you weren't here for that. Yeah, no, Sin's alive now, ish. I think. I hope."
Hold on. Excuse me. He walks over to Sin and just, what the fuck happened?
And Sin just kind of slowly turns with like the most, and they just kind of, I'm alive now.
That's what happened.
Right.
I lived, bitch.
He takes it as a hint that he shouldn't push, so he's just
Was the abbot?
right.
It was the abbot,
Oh.
which I am now probably regretting, considering. That's fine.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
And then Woe just sort of shoots him this look, like, long suffering, just like, I've been through so much shit and it's only been, like, 2 weeks kind of glance.
A very specific kind of glance that he can understand.
And then she just sort of mutters, "I'm going to die of stress more than I die from anything here."
Dude.
And as you two are having like this talk, Sin, you can feel Kermit perking up again.
Oh,
And-
Jesus.
And Kermit he's putting in his 2 cents and saying, "Well, we can get a sword of great strength and power. Do you know how cool that would be?"
I've been through so much. I do not need input from you.
Are you? Oh, right.
What?
Whoopsie
Hold on,
doopsie.
what?
Not you.
But you could take on the Devil's Strahd. You could protect your friends.
No, Kermit.
And then she kind of like gives this look to Cheskar after they say Kermit. Again, a very specific like glance, but you can just tell.
Yeah. Jessica was like about to question what the fuck just happened, but at the look he's just okay. Well,
I
either
get it.
way, the tree is very important because by there's like this really cool sword thing. It's like it shines and it's glowing. It's really cool. It's really strong too.
Sin
Oh, you
voice,
did?
wow.
And we and yeah, I'm not saying that it would give you like a huge leg up on Strahd, but it would give you a huge leg up on Strahd.
All right.
Adrian kind of like turns and is like, "You're sounding like me right now."
He shrugs.
And Kermit, after you say that, Cheskar, Kermit pipes in to Sin again and says, "You trust me, don't you? Don't worry about the silly old bride. Let's go get the sword."
Ugh.
Kermit, buddy, I'm gonna be honest with you. Because it's been a great, couple of days now? But
Something like that.
as much as I would love to trust you, I just saw Adrian almost die. They just kind of rub their face a little, and they just kind of...
Can I Arcana check whatever is going on with this Kermit thing? See if it's like a curse or if it's a trait or whatever it is.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. $12.
You're not too sure.
Can I try and get some other people to help me out? Check and see.
You could try.
She's gonna kind of like whisper to Adrian first and be like, "Can you help me out here? I'm not quite sure if this is like whatever this Kermit thing is, like a spell or something."
Adrian kind of shrugs, and quietly they're like, "Oh, sure." Hold on. Well, that's a 16.
All right, Adrian, you have a better understanding of what this might be, and you think it might be some kind of madness brought on from the resurrection.
Oh. Okay.
What?
Adrian whispers that to Woe.
Woe slowly
Like
nods.
quietly.
Looks over. Is Van Richten done with whatever he's doing right now to...
But yeah, at this point he's done helping Elise with her lycanthropy and just focusing on healing her a little more.
Van Richten, can I talk to you for a second? I promise I won't lash out at you. That was irrational woe. This is rational woe.
And he doesn't look up at you, but he does wave you over.
Do you know how to cure madness brought on by a resurrection at all?
Madness brought on by resurrection.
I'd assume it's some sort of like a curse, right? Because you're removing the curse of lycanthropy. Do you maybe think that you could try it on Sin?
Your friend lashed out at me.
I will be in your debt. If
However,
nothing else.
they may not be.
They might. And then she lowers her voice a little bit more and she says, they were having a very rough time a couple of nights ago, literally crying and saying that they think that they've lost their mind. They would be in your debt, and honestly, I think that might be something to get them to respect you a little bit more.
I might, if they're the one that asks for it.
Girl.
She nods, and she mutters a thank you and an apology for stopping him in the middle of what he's doing. She goes over to Sin and kind of like pulls him aside a little bit, and she whispers, "I can help you, but you need to want it. You
Help
said
me
you
with
thought
what?
you thought you were losing your mind, right?
I
Sin?
did.
I think I can help you out. But you have to be kind to Van Richten, and I know you don't like him, but he can help us. He can help, and then, like, she puts a hand on Sin's chest and looks in their eyes and says, he can help you.
Just kind of looks at the rest of the party, at Van Richten, and they just kind of softly take a deep breath. Okay, I'll.
Thank you.
It won't. So,
I'm
and
sorry.
they just kind of.
You cut out. You cut out. What?
I'm not gonna lose anything, so. And Sin just kind of sort of like pats sort of like Woe's shoulder and then walks over to Van Richten and sort of like crouches down and just kind of stares at Elise for a moment. And it's like a good 3 minutes before they actually talk, before me.
Do you want it?
I do.
Okay. And he pauses for a second to turn and look at you, Sam. Excuse me. And he says, I would like an apology first.
Sin just kind of tries their best not to like bury their head in their hands, but they just kind of. I'm sorry for lashing out at you when I shouldn't have.
And with that, okay. You see his hands start to glow again as he kind of keeps one about a couple inches away from your forehead.
If this doesn't even fucking work, I'm gonna be so mad. I just want you to know, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
And you can see him concentrating and trying to cast this spell.
My question is.
And after a couple seconds, he pulls his hand away and focuses back on Elise.
Sweet.
So. And.
One fear.
Everything seems fine.
Oh no.
It's not fine.
You're not sure if it worked or not yet.
Sin just kind of steps away from everyone else and just kind of, Kermit, buddy.
Nothing.
Yay!
Sin just takes a giant breath of relief, and then they go over and they.
Oh,
Oh.
Yay.
the gays. Applause.
They go over and what? I'm sorry, you cut out on my hand.
Hello.
Oh. Well, just sort of like stops and she like, her body kind of freezes for a second and she's like, I'm assuming it worked?
Yeah.
At that point,
No.
No.
I'm gonna destroy you.
Sin, you hear, can't get rid of me that easily, buddy.
Motherfucker!
I'm gonna die.
Sin just sort of. They've been through a long time, and they're just gonna collapse to the ground and start screaming.
Oh Jesus.
Ah!
Kermit is like patting Sin's head, trying to calm them down.
She immediately kneels down and she's like, shh, stop. Is it okay? Just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath.
He's still here.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. We'll figure out something else.
And I tried, and he...
It's gonna be okay, I promise. It's okay. Just take a deep breath. It's fine.
Sean,
It's okay.
I do deserve this.
Die.
You didn't do anything to deserve this. Don't think that you did.
You were a good person and got another friend.
Again.
Shh.
Please stop screaming.
God. Oh my god, I'm losing. Oh my god. What's
It's
wrong
okay.
with me, Mo?
Nothing is wrong with you. It's my fault.
Oh, stop. Stop saying that. You keep taking the blame for things that
It's
aren't
not.
your fault.
I was the one that talked to him. I was the one that got you to become alive again. We could have gone somewhere else. Let me take this blame. You already have enough blame.
Your fault. And I need you to say that to yourself because it's not yours. There's some cruel god up there who thinks it's fun playing with my emotions.
Dude.
At Syra.
Going to die.
Well, damn, Sin. All right.
God, mood.
It's okay.
Oh man.
You said this yourself. We can make it through this. We always do.
That applies to you guys, but I don't know if it applies to me
It
anymore.
applies to you. You were the one that said it. If no one else believes this, if nothing else believes this, I do.
Ed, I'm supposed to be ghost or
And it's my fault that you're not. Next question. Next statement. It's fine. I can take the blame for this. I don't mind.
I'm the one who and they just like trail off and they self-killed. I'm the one who hanged, hung, whatever, and
She looks like she's gonna say something, but she decides against it and just... It'll be fine. I will make sure that it will be fine.
when
Soon.
when are things going to get better?
Soon, I promise.
Things aren't bad.
Stop. I'm
here to help you.
stop, please.
Don't you trust me? I thought we were friends. I mean, we've done so much. We helped cheer up the little girl together, didn't we?
And if you're my friend, you would know that.
I'm still trying to learn your limits. I didn't mean to scare you.
Learn my limits. You
Sin. It's fake. It doesn't exist. It's in your mind. It's this curse or spell or whatever is on you. Whatever
Is
it's
that
saying is not true. Unless it is true, in which case it is. But in this case, probably. I don't know. Wouldn't know. Can't hear it.
I'm only trying to help you.
I don't know how to help you.
It's okay. Kermit, I need you to answer a question.
What's up, buddy?
Why was I banished from my village?
What about your village or your clan?
Why did I have to leave? Tell me.
Well, you never told me that.
To me, don't know. Tell me.
I don't know you that well. I'm still learning.
Tell me. If you're my friend, you'd be honest to me. Tell me.
Kermit just kind of hugs your arm.
If you want to help me, tell me the truth.
Of course I want to help you.
I'm sorry, I was looking at Twitter.
I want to help you, but I don't know. I don't know that answer.
Okay. Sure.
I'm sure. I'm sorry. Am I supposed to?
Don't know. Don't know anymore. Okay, Why was I hung?
Well, from what it seemed like, you were kind of causing a ruckus.
God, if it were not against the laws of this land, I would have slaughtered you already.
You were unjustly hanged, though.
What got me to be hung?
Are you talking to me or?
No, whoa, no.
Okay.
Don't say anything right now.
Okay, that's fair. And she just walks over to the rest of the party and lets them do their thing.
That's not.
Well, I think one of the reasons is because that walking eggplant didn't like you.
Motherfucker!
Walking
You know what?
Fucking
Kermit,
what?
never thought I'd ever say this, but Kermit, you're fucking valid.
Is the walking eggplant Isaac?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's true, and Kermit should say it.
Thank God.
I hate Kermit, but this is the one true thing that he has said.
I hung. What was I was disturbing the public for?
You were doing that weird thing where you just kind of scream.
Hey, Kermit is the problematic fave. Like, you hate him,
Yeah.
but like, at the
But
same
you kind of
time.
have to like him.
Kermit is the problematic fave. The problematic person is Syra.
Okay.
Syra, you and I are gonna have a long conversation after this.
That's fair.
Just for her to fuck you over and over and over.
For 3 hours.
For 3 hours.
I'm doing the best I can, Sin.
How long have you been here?
Well, I mean, I've been with you since you went to Blinksies.
I'm so sorry, I totally forgot about that.
I didn't.
If you were with me, own, I was causing public disturbance.
Yeah, you were doing that weird screaming thing.
It's not where it's okay. What is it then?
I told you it's weird. You were doing like ah!
Prove your worth! Prove your worth! Prove your worth!
Is that weird screaming thing?
I told you you. You were doing that thing, running around the square.
What was I trying
And-
to accomplish?
I should mention, as Kermit is like doing the ahs, like you know, in the Muppets, like they just kind of
Please tell me.
throw their
Please
head
tell me he's just flailing his arms.
he is. He is when he's doing the ah.
No.
That's so
thank-
good.
Thank God.
I hate that so much.
I love it. It's good.
Well,
What was I trying to accomplish from it?
first of all, I think you were trying to disturb the public from what it seemed like, because you were just ahing all over the place. And then something about an owl bear?
It was an owl bear call you. Ooh, man, I wish I could hear this motherfucker.
And at that, kind of shakily stands up back into the base Van Richting's tower, and they dig around in their bag, and they take out the Kermit doll.
Uh-oh.
They take their tinder box,
Yeah.
and they just light that. They just light that motherfucker on fire.
Yes!
Light this motherfucker up! Get him, Sin!
So as you do that, like this Kermit puppet lights up very quickly, and as it does, you can feel warmth but no pain from the Kermit doll on your shoulder lighting up as well. And while the Kermit doll, the actual Kermit puppet that you just burnt turns to ash, the one on your shoulder is now badly singed. It has this blackened color to it. Like it's got some holes in it now, but it's still there.
Okay. If
Bitch.
you're with me, I went ever since Blinksies. And what are you?
I'm Kermit!
Then what was that? What did I just burn?
You burnt me!
Oh my god.
You burnt me, you fucking asshole.
You burnt me, you fucking asshole!
You've done
Incredible.
this. You've done this.
Perish.
And what did I just burn? And what are you?
You burnt me! I'm Kermit!
Oh, here.
Syra, I'm so fully prepared to kick your ass right now. Sin,
Oh?
buddy, I'm just trying to help you.
Question, what are you? I just burnt you, quote unquote. What are you if you're still here?
I'm your friend. Think of me like, if you don't want to think of me as a friend or as a puppet, that's okay. Instead, what you can do is you can think of me as like a guide through Barovia.
That's
I'm only here to help you.
Me.
First, why are you here if you're supposed to be dead, quote unquote?
Well, I told you, I'm like a guide.
Me.
English.
The one you're guiding.
Because I like you. And like, I felt bad.
For me, why did you feel bad?
I mean, that giant walking eggplant kind of hanged you. And you seemed like you needed the help.
Why doesn't she get any help?
Which she?
Oh. Oh.
We've come across many she's.
Oh.
Oh. Why didn't you help Woe?
My bones!
We'll manage to survive. You didn't.
Got hanged.
Yes.
Here's my question. If you were with me since Blinksies, why did you only help me? Why are you helping me, quote unquote?
I told you, because you need it. By the way, I am still very partial to go into the sword, so if we want to go to the sword, I recommend going.
No. Why? Answer my question first. If you were with me with Blinksies, then why don't you speak up louder?
I didn't know how.
Didn't know how, and then you knew how after I died and got resurrected.
At this point, like, Sid is still talking to himself with the ashes of the Kurmit doll now, and
He's a little crazy.
all of you can see it. And Octavio and Esmeralda are both, well, Van Richten and Esmeralda are both looking over at him. And just,
Yeah.
Esmeralda,
I've been meaning to say that Cheskar is like, watching from a distance, just talking to himself, like, what the fuck is happening?
Me.
He gets so heated
What
over
was
something.
on the ground, just like face down, just
That's so valid.
and Esmeralda doesn't know what's going on. She's just confused.
Does anyone
You're
know
so
what's
valid.
going on?
And
You're so
Rictavio
valid.
kind of taps Yuo with his cane.
Yes.
and-
What's up?
Perhaps you should go help your friend.
I was told to not talk. So Sin?
From what you...
Sin,
I
know that you want answers. I can hear that you want answers, but we can't just keep doing this right now, so whatever answers that you want from this, I'm sure that we can get from the abbot or someone else at a later date. But we need to go. Cheskar, and then she sort of like looks over to Cheskar. You're saying that our best course of action is to go and get this sword, right?
Yeah.
I say we do that. Rictavio and
Nice.
Esmeralda,
They both look to you.
is there a possibility that you can come and help us? You would be effectively helping us take down the Devil's Strahd.
They kind of look to each other and step to the side to have their own
Goodness.
conversation.
Okay.
And after about a minute or so of debating things, Rictavio steps forward and says, "Yes, we can help you."
Yay!
Excellent. I say our best course of action, since we have 3 days, is to go now. Get this sword. Rictavio, Van Richten, which one should I, who should I call you? I don't understand.
Van Richten.
Van Richten, nice to meet you. Finally, I'm Woe. Anyway.
Rictavio's just an alias.
Okay, yeah. That's fine, I understand. I use the same thing if I call myself Donna, that's why. And then she kind of like gives a look over to Sin, like, you know, the one that Sin used, that name. Anyway, that's fine, it's okay, we need to go. I suggest we go now, because the sooner that we get this, the sooner that we have a plan, the sooner that we can do whatever we need to do. I don't think that resting's our best option. We already rested anyway. We can go now. And Esmeralda, Rictavio, Van Richten, that's going to take some getting used to. If you have any suggestions for this plan, please, by any means, throw some at us, because we need as much help as we can get, obviously. Sin, if you can, try and ignore Kermit. If you can't, have your conversations, but we need to go now.
Sin just kind of nods and turns to Van Richten and just kind of softly, "How's Elise?"
She'll be fine.
Van Richten, did you get a read on what Sin has at all?
It's hard to say.
And is there a reason why what you did didn't work? Do you know anything about that?
Perhaps it's a stronger kind of magic than I
Okay.
anticipated.
All right, that's fine. We can do all of that later. Right now, our big picture is this sword and Strahd. Sin, I promise I will help you. Okay. You might have to endure this for a little bit longer, but I promise I'll help you.
And Sin just kind of nods towards Woe and goes to pick Elise up and just kind of carries her as they're, packing.
And Atlas will stay near Elise, so by doing so, he's staying near you, Sin. And Esmeralda is going over to her wagon, and it seems like she's fiddling with something before actually opening the door. And when she does, she gestures you over, Sin, and says, "If you want to put her in here, she may be safe for the trip. Safer than out in the open, at least."
But when she wakes up,
Would you like to stay in the wagon with her? All of you can fit in it if you like.
towards the party and anyone want to join me?
Yeah, sure.
I'll join you.
Yeah, I will.
Adrian's just like, why not? I have a question for Esmeralda anyways.
You may want to ask it before you go in, though, because she'll be
Yeah,
driving the carriage
they
from the
are.
outside.
So they kind of they tap her, and they're trying to kind of be quiet, but they're loud. I'm saying this outright. They're loud enough so the others can hear.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Strahd told me that the Vistani have a deal with him. What's up with that?
I don't know. Elders have said it was made long ago, when he was first turned.
Because he was telling me that me and him, he said that we're more similar than I think. And I really don't know what's going on right now.
I don't think I've heard him say that about another Vistani.
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
Well,
Oh,
guess you're fucked.
Adrian kind of... Yeah, Adrian says that. They're just like, guess I'm fucked.
Oh my god.
At least down the kid. And with that, she's going to the front of the wagon, and Rictavio is stepping into it as well. Take a seat.
Whenever they do, Woe is gonna kind of stop Esmeralda for a second. And, say, first of all, I apologize for Sin lashing out at you. Second of all, thank you.
She just nods in understanding.
Nods and understanding.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright.
So all of you are packed in this, whatchamacallit, wagon. Alright. So, ooh. All right. I have a map here. Let me look at my map. Like a rational human being. Alright, so this wagon is following this bumpy trail, from what it feels like. The wagon is kind of shaking back and forth a bit. And if you look out the windows, which are basically draped on either side, it's very nice inside the wagon. You can see just trees and trees. And at one point, you do end up passing a fork in the road. Like there's a pause, and you can look out the window and see a building and a vineyard down the pathway of the crossroads before starting to move again. And it's not long after you actually pass the crossroads that Elise starts to stir.
Baby girl.
And when she wakes up, she's immediately screaming.
Oh.
And
That's
if only Pitalook were here.
Look, you're okay.
And as she screams, like the wagon comes to a sudden halt.
It's okay. It's just the girl. She just woke up. It's fine. You can keep going.
This is fine.
After a couple seconds, it does start to move again. But Elise seems very panicked and unsettled when she comes to and just looking around frantically, feeling her face, her neck.
Woe is actually going to get in front of her and, well, actually, it's a moving cart. Can I still move and, like, kneel in front of her?
Just make a dex check.
Okay, oh boy.
Because the cart is moving very roughly.
Oh, I'm gonna fail the fuck out of this.
It'd be so fucking funny.
Yeah, 8.
Alright. So, you start to get up and you're walking over to her like, hey, it's okay. And there's a bump in the road that just kind of knocks you to the other side of the wagon. Instead.
Adrian kind of chuckles at that.
Can I crawl over her?
You can crawl over. Roll another dex check, but with advantage since you're not standing up.
Oh wait, shoot. Sorry, that's a dirty 20 and then a 12. So the dirty 20. I accidentally pressed it 3 times. Might be.
You're good. So you're able to crawl over with ease, and you're just like kneeling on the ground in front of her to try and calm her down. And when she sees you, her screams and what sounds like choked sobs, now that you're closer, start to kind of die down as she looks at you.
Shh, it's okay, Elise. You're safe. You're safe, I promise.
She doesn't say anything, but she does lunge forward and just hug you.
She hugs.
Aww.
She hugs back, and she just closes her eyes and, like, rubs the back of her head and just holds her close. And she says, "It's okay. It's okay, you're fine. I promised I'd keep you safe, didn't I?"
I'm scared.
I know. We're all scared, but we're all gonna do this together, I promise. It's okay. Hey, remember what I said? You're so strong.
I'm gonna eat my own.
I saw mommy and daddy.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
You saw
Oh.
them?
Fuck.
Go palish.
What happened? Where were they?
They were reaching out to me.
They were reaching. Oh. Yeah, I know. It's okay. It's okay now, I promise. They
And
would be
she's
so proud of you.
She's just hugging and holding on to you tightly and crying. And all of you can see this.
She
And-
kind of, shh, it's okay. And she just sort of, it's kind of off key. But she starts humming, and she just kind of bouncing her up and down, holding her against her chest, and just being like, "It's going to be fine. I promise."
And Van Richten actually chimes in and says,
What?
"You're impeccable with kids."
I guess it just comes naturally.
I suppose you have to be with your friends.
She kind of looks up and gives
Wow.
him like a long suffering look and just slowly nods.
Yeah.
Also, Cheskar, you're probably, what you're doing is you're probably flying ahead of Esmeralda to lead down the path, and Atlas is just laying on top of the carriage, on top of the wagon.
Nice.
Not really following, just chilling and watching. But he definitely has his eyes on you, Cheskar, like he's ready to pounce at any second.
Ooh.
Bird,
He-
cat and bird.
Yeah. He's not okay with that. He's really not. He'd prefer not to become, like, food right now, you know? Or just, to become a big cat's plaything. That's also really bad. But, he's gonna go a little further.
just out of reach.
Yeah. Of course,
You can hear.
Griffin... Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, of course the Griffin can fly, and he knows that, but, like, he is prepared to just fucking fly away as fast as possible if he has to.
180 kickflip.
He's not about to die by a
And-
Griffin.
You can hear Esmeralda just say, "I don't blame you."
Damn.
Cheska caws in response, because he's a bird.
When you call, when you call, you can hear Atlas cawing at you as well.
Bitch.
Everyone in the wagon can hear like this loud caw from Atlas on top, but you don't hear Cheskar's caw.
Adrian's
And-
probably still thinking about the fact that Esmeralda said that she's never heard like Strahd refer to any Vistani like he did with them. So they're very like they're kind of like sitting away from everyone else, and they're definitely still thinking about it.
And after a while, Elise finally calms down. Like, she's still sniffling a bit, but she calms down and pulls away from you. Whoa. And she just murmurs a soft thank you.
Hey. Don't mention it. I promised that I'd help you. And, well, I guess you're a part of our little band for now. So,
She seems to giggle at that.
hey.
And Van Richten, when you say that, kinda waves his hand across his neck like a cut it out kind of sign.
She kind of tilts her head at him and just mouths, "What?"
It would be dangerous to bring a child
Well,
into
where
fight.
Van Richten? Where the fuck else is she going to go? And she like covers her ears whenever she says fuck.
And when you do that, Elise is just kind of looking around.
I love her.
Let Elise say fuck.
Van Richten says, "She can stay in the wagon."
But even
So,
that's not safe.
last time that we left her alone, Strahd literally came and stole her in the middle of the night. So...
And he stays silent at that, just kind of holds his cane a little closer to him.
I appreciate your helping, but there's nothing else that we can do.
Then I pray you don't spill that girl's blood.
I do too. May Lathander watch over both of us.
I love Wool. I die for her.
And after a couple more minutes, the wagon comes to a complete halt. And Cheskar, you see that you've reached your you've reached your destination. Thank you.
Yeah. It's fine.
Sweet.
So, yeah, what you can see is a hill covered with dead grass and cairns of black rock. Dark, ominous clouds gather high above, and a single bolt of lightning strikes the hilltop.
Yeah.
West of the hill, the land of the woods and the sky vanish behind a towering wall of fog.
Sweet.
Adrian kind of like laughs a bit. Like once they all go out and stuff, Adrian kind of laughs a bit, and they're like, "Looks welcoming."
Well, more welcoming than anything else in Barovia. Or
What's
wherever
your
this is.
tongue? What's your language? There's a child.
That was mostly me.
Yeah, I understand that, but there's a child.
And as the wagon comes to a halt, Van Richten is just getting up and stepping out without a word.
Did we ever get, just a side note question, did we ever get an age for, Elise?
About 8,
Okay,
no more than 8.
okay.
God. Well, Cheskar, considering he can't talk as a bird, he decides, you know what? And goes into, like, Where Even, because these people are very, like, unhappy with nudity, apparently, which is weird.
Yeah, speaking of, whenever Cheskar turns back, because Wo offered her robe, she's gonna take her robe back, by the way.
Yeah,
I forgot to say that.
I was gonna... It's fine. We can all assume that he gave it back anyways.
Cool.
So is Cheskar changing to his hybrid form?
Yeah, hybrid. Cause
Alright.
it's better than being completely naked, apparently.
So when
like kind of like a Kenku kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So when everyone steps out, they can see like this giant raven standing on 2 talons, I guess. But he does basically look like a Kenku.
Sick.
But he is able to speak common.
Yep.
So
Adrian gives him a thumbs up and says, "Looking good."
Wo just sort of looks at him and she just mutters, "Okay, that's new."
Cheskar bows at Adrian's compliment. Thank you.
I love him.
and
It's a big boy.
When Elise steps out and sees you in your hybrid form, she just kind of runs over to you and hugs you and says, "Fluffy."
Oh my
Oh
heart.
wait, she kind of
And Atlas looks offended.
she mutters, oh shit, we didn't tell her about it.
Cheskar has nothing against this, by the way. He just hugs back, carries her as well, like, as he's hugging her.
Oh.
And then puts her back down so she can go wherever else she wants to go. Unless she wants to stay there, which is bad, but, you know.
She seems to be staying by you, Cheskar.
Alright, great.
And once all of you are out, you can see the same scene. Like, there seems to be a pathway, and there's a fog. Oh, just a thick wall of fog. And this giant hill in front of you.
She just sort of mutters to herself, deadpan, looking at her book. The mists obscure all.
I love her.
She just writes down a couple of things because she's realizing, oh, I should probably write down some of these things. And then she looks to her party and she goes, well,
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 The sword should be buried amidst, like, some roots of the tree. I don't know exactly where, but should be
None of you see a
under the
tree
roots.
at the moment. It's just
Okay.
this hill.
I do want to look over to Adrian and say, do you still have that symbol? The amulet thing?
yeah. And then they pull it out.
Van Richten, do you know what this is?
So
Well, they're-
he's gonna take it and actually inspect it closer.
Cheskar's very, like, eyeing the shiny thing. He's not gonna do anything, he's just eyeing it.
Van Richten holds it a little closer.
He nods in understanding. Fair.
And he says, "This is very powerful. Where did you find this?"
Atlas helped us find it. It was in a scarecrow.
The Griffin. Atlas.
Yeah, the griffin. The griffin.
And Atlas jumps off the top of the wagon and stands proudly.
Cheskar backs away a little bit from Atlas.
And Van Richten is going to continue and say, "This has a couple of uses that could prove very helpful to your party."
Oh. Like what?
Well, let's see. It's like I have to read.
Interesting.
Interesting. What the fuck is reading?
I don't know.
Jared, I'm 19 and I never fucking learned how to read.
Are any of you aware of the spell Hold Person?
I have it.
Yes.
One of its abilities is similar to that, but it strictly works on vampires.
Oh.
Another I've seen is being able to cast sunlight.
Oh, okay. Well, that would have been useful.
Didn't we already see that?
Yeah,
At least
Edrian,
kind
you
of.
saw that at the garden.
Like
Yeah.
authentic sunlight?
Yes,
Hmm.
a vampire's weakness.
Yeah, we kind of learned that.
Out of curiosity, can it do both at the same time? This isn't just for me. It's Cheskar saying it. He's just really curious about this thing.
He says you can do multiple at the same time, but it only has 10 charges.
Like, is there any recharging, or is that it? 10 and done?
It charges again at the dawn of the next day.
Okay, so like my robe. That sounds okay. Okay.
Sure. And another will put vampires off, for lack of better words. And so you guys know what he means by that, because I can't come up with a decent way to describe it, is if you use it, all undead. Yeah, you can expend 3 charges when you present the symbol, so that undead have disadvantage on saving throws,
Ooh.
Okay,
I believe.
so that takes up 3 charges, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so when he was talking about Hold Person, which is known as Hold Vampires,
Mhm.
that takes 1 charge. Sunlight will take 5 charges,
Wow.
and then... Oh, I'm sorry. It, Turn Undead is the other one it is. That one takes 3 charges.
Okay, so
It's
how-
just that they have disadvantage against it.
we can do all of the smoothing out after the session, but I do want to get all of the information again because Will would get all the information.
Right, and that's just briefly going over it.
Cool.
Cool.
And then he'll hand it back to you, Edrian. once explaining it.
Yeah, Adrian takes it back and they're like, oh, hell yeah.
Now, we should probably find that sword.
Yeah.
And at this point, the sun has started to peek over the horizon, over the tree line.
Cool. I think it's best that we have sunlight anyway, just in case. Well.
And he turns to you, Cheska, and says, "Didn't you mention a tree?"
I did, yes. It should be across the hill.
And he just nods and heads forward.
Cool. Well, we'll go with him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, atop the hill is a wide ring of black boulders and smaller rocks that collectively form a makeshift wall enclosing a field of dead grass. Lightning strikes the edge of the ring from time to time, illuminating a ghastly 50-foot-tall statue made of tightly woven twigs and packed with black earth. The statue resembles a towering cloaked man with fangs.
Ah.
See.
Fun.
Nasty.
And
Can we recognize the figure as Strahd?
easily, yeah.
Will kind of looks at it and she just mutters, "Gods." Okay. Ugh.
Can I spit on the statue?
Yeah, you can.
Awesome.
That's gonna come bite you back in the ass.
I
Bite.
don't give a fuck.
Everyone make perception checks.
Bite? Do you get it? Guys, do you get it? Because they bite? Because they're vampires?
What's the perception?
Perception.
That would be
Yeah.
a 21
Cool.
from me.
Son of a
Damn.
bunny.
That would be a 26.
All you guys got good rolls except
Oh,
for
shit.
me.
Hey, look
I
at
got-
that nat 20.
Hey! Send that 20!
Nice. All you guys got over 20 except for me.
I got a. Hold on, let me do math. 24.
Hey! Literally everyone
Joan
except
is too
for
busy
Joan got
spitting on the
I
fucking statue.
despise you.
So, everyone but Joan can
Wow.
see, like, some of the larger rocks around you seem to be shifting.
Oh.
Shit.
And they kind of push the rocks aside, and underneath currently around you are 3 what seems to be druids based on the kind of like twig crowns around their head,
I don't know what you're saying right now, but I'm just getting ready to roll that initiative, so.
and a quarterstaff, and then 3 others on kind of the other side of the rocks show up, and they're shorter, kind of like dwarves, and they're carrying like battle axes.
Oh, okay.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And they
What else?
and
Sarah?
I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Done.
Great.
That would be a 10.
That'll be a 6. Okay.
Hey, at least your perceptions were good, though.
Big
oh my
sexy.
god!
I got a 21.
I swear to God, if it switches.
11.
Oh my god.
Just switch.
Hold on.
Joan, not perceptive, but ready to fucking fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
true
her.
to the character, too.
13. 13
Oh
from
my-
It
Cheska.
literally switched.
Alright, hold on. Gotta make sure I can get all of this down.
Yeah.
To relay it to you, in order from going to not going, it would be Joan, which got a 21, then it would be Sin, which got an 11, Woe that got a 10, Edrian that got a 6, and 13. Sorry, hold on. So it's
Cheskar
Joan,
got a 13.
Joan,
Yep.
Cheskar, Sin, Woe, Edrian, and then whatever the NPCs get.
Right. So that's... And then we'll pick it up next time in initiative.
Wait, hold on, what? Okay.
One fear.
Wow.
To die.
Shit. Well, guys, thanks for listening in.
Yay!
Yeah,
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Really quick, I'm gonna have everyone go and ramble off their social medias. At this point, there will be like an end card and stuff. So I'm gonna start out at the very top of the voice chat. So Sarah.
Wow. Didn't realize I was going first. Nice. You can catch me over at Royal Foxbat, no underscore, like the animal, like royalty, on Twitter. And that's mainly where I am.
Cool.
Nowhere else, really. And I have nothing else to say. That's all. Oh, also, you can follow us. I know what I said.
No, I'll do the whole follow us thing too. So we'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you want to. I mean, you're the DM. Do what you want.
I'll still plug it. You can plug it too.
Cool. Yeah.
You can go ahead and follow our Twitter at CursedCrit. Again, no underscore, just mushed together. That's where we'll be posting a lot of updates, and whenever we have a new video out, we'll post it there. So come follow us. I'm sure Alex will add on to that.
Yeah.
Come play with us.
Come
Play with us.
That's in our playhouse.
All right. Maddie.
Next is
So you can follow me at Twitter at Captain Jodariel. It's all lowercase, one word. You can ask me questions about Edrian.
Yes.
Anything you want to learn about Edrian, you can go ahead and ask me. Yeah. And that's primarily where I am.
Yeah, and all of our Twitters and stuff are on this Instagram, but it's nice to say like who's, you know.
Yeah.
So, if you have any like anything that you're working on or something too, also let them know.
Yeah.
cool.
I'm working on getting a life.
Me.
Okay, me.
All right, Joa.
I'm at Parlay Parlor. Yes, that's a motherfucking Adventure Zone reference. I have over 20 Tumblrs, but I'm mainly on Twitter.
Me.
Me too.
I got the good shit, like cat videos. So follow me.
It's very good. I can attest to that.
Yes.
All right,
Commission
Minnie.
fee. I need money.
Oh yeah, no, Joa has commissions. I'll put Joa's commissions information in the description.
I'll make your character look like a Renaissance painting.
It's good
You
shit.
know what?
Alright, so I'm next.
Yeah.
I am at LalNerd, Lal_nerd, because I fucked up a bit, but it's fine. and and I also have my art Twitter, which is at MimiArt. MEMIE art. No
Yeah.
underscores that one.
Yeah, if you like the art that we have for our characters, actually Minnie on Mimi Art is the person who did all of the official art for the characters. So definitely go
Yeah.
hit her up and
I'll go ahead and put some art in the video too.
yeah.
Cool.
So, like for both you and Joa, so you can have
Oh, yeah.
examples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take commissions as well, at least like a few that I feel comfortable with taking. So if you do want to commission me as well, then like don't hesitate to slide into my DMs like, hey. And yeah, that's all
All right.
cool.
Toki.
Is at Jared Kleinman with the I being a 1 in Kleinman. I really have.
want to say?
The questions about Sen directed there. Screaming at me is also directed there.
Me.
Kill me. Do that.
All right. Are you good? Cool. I am Alex. Hi. My @ on Twitter is @mybigmood because I fucked up and now that's my brand. I do the song thing occasionally. I actually have a new song out. I say new. It's been like 2 weeks old, but it's still relatively new. If you like Dice Camera Action, which if you're listening to this and you know me, you probably do. It's a little spoilery song about Pop and Seppa. So definitely give that a listen. I can't really think of anything. Oh, wait. Yeah, right. Other announcements. As Sarah said, please follow our Twitter @CursedCrit. Also, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Click the bell for notifications because then you'll be notified whenever we get a new video because I know how YouTube works and they're not going to notify you if you don't click that bell, so please do. As I said before, if you have any questions to us about our characters, or if you have any questions about the DM about things that have happened that were unclear, please feel free to add us on Twitter and drag us into the dirt.
Please kill me.
Yeah.
Like I said.
But yeah, thank you guys again so much for listening in. Thank you for going through this last 10 minutes of us just talking about our social media. We won't be doing this every single time because we'll just have the little the screens. This is our first real actual episode. I thought I might as well. So yeah, I think that's it. Anything else, guys?
No, I think that's all.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Guys, thanks for listening
Lovebirds,
in.
we did it.
Yay!
We will see you next week. Woo! Bye!
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thank you.